I wanted to make use of this time to share some Estonian practices on enhancing citizen engagement. Maybe some topics connect with transparency, open government, etc., and also some solutions that help or maybe enable participation in the policymaking process. So to understand the context, here's the general public policy cycle, central government level policy cycle in Estonia. Well, in general, there's nothing special. It always starts with an initiative or an idea that brings ministries to determine them and weighing up possible solutions to tackle these problems. After that, in the ideal world, a general discussion follows or should follow. The ministry, for instance, proposes initial thoughts for public stakeholders to discuss. More often, these possible solutions are provided in the step 3, in the form of intention of legislative draft. So, what happens with the draft is that this draft is published for consultation, for feedback gathering, and gathering or maybe even discussing drafts with stakeholders is an obligation, not an option. However, the extent to which you go, do you only share it with your closest partners and the appropriate ministries, or are you willing to do it more widely, or maybe even using some co-creation methods? This is purely up to the ministry responsible for this draft. So what happens after the coordination and consultation is that this whole feedback is analyzed, processed, and these responses should be given to all the participants, all the parties participating and all the parties who were invited to participate but did not for whatever reason. In the step 5, when the government of the Republic of Estonia makes this political decision to approve this draft, it then moves to the parliament, for their part, and if this draft has been has gone through all the mechanisms that the parliamentary procedures set, then and the president has announced this law this law, it is then published in the official state gazette in the step 7, and after that obviously implementation and evaluation continues, and most probably after some time the circle goes around once again. Now it is important to know that know a bit more about Estonian strategic planning. Sorry for this small font size used here. I have it. Hopefully you will be shared my slides afterwards. We only had it in Estonian, and I used Google Translate to make it readable for you. But what is important here is that in the left side, you see that we have the action program of our government. On the top, you see that we have a long-term strategic long-term strategy called Estonia 2035, which sets the most important changes necessary for the development of Estonia. All the development plans that you see in the middle of this chart, all the development plans, strategies, action plans, they are all linked with the Estonia 2035. And the implementation of those development plans is through programs, which you see on the light blue background in the bottom of this chart. So whenever a new government is appointed, as in our case a few months ago we did, then the ministers have the opportunity to express their political priorities through those programs, because those programs are renewed annually. So they are conducted for 4 years, but they are reviewed annually, making it flexible to whenever or whatever is the need to make some changes. And those programs are of course tightly connected with the state budget and also the long-term state budget strategy. So new government, no problem. It all fits in our strategic planning system. Now, speaking about government and transparency, I would just sorry about that. We didn't find the right tab. Can you see my browser now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So speaking about our government and the making data available for the public, we have had now not long time ago we have conducted the action plan, what our government does, into kind of being interactive and linked with different things. This is automatically translated. Sorry, some parts did not make it, but basically what this dashboard does is that you see which government action level activities each minister has, how many of them are completed, how many of them are delayed, and how many are still for how many activities the deadline hasn't arrived yet. You can see also the which blocks of the action plan, which goals of the government action plans these activities benefit to, and you also see that every activity is connected with the necessary change provided in the Estonia 2035. So this is something that will be updated soon, because the government is doing its final steps to approve the next action plan that we have been busy working on. So this is something that has actually received lots of good feedback. That this is far more readable, far more understandable than a long Excel sheet consisting of, I think it was last time it was 600 rows of activities that the government plans to fulfill. I have the link on my slides, so when you receive them, you can feel free to look around there and see what's there. Moving on, it was good that my colleague from the National Statistics Office had the opportunity to present the free of truth thoroughly just previously. I will not stop on this long, but what is important here is that this is also from the government office point of view, this is also a good tool for open government, for improving transparency goals, etc. And also as we do it in cooperation with the Statistics Office, then I believe this is a good example of a bilateral cooperation we have with them as well. In practice, in our strategy unit, we actually use the free of truth, I would say weekly, if not more often. Whenever we do some one-pagers, maybe for our own presentations or for the Prime Minister, then we most often, basically every single time we look at the bigger picture that the free of truth provides and use these charts that it offers. So yeah, sorry about that. It happens when you try to include links in your presentation. I will not stop on this either, but the second part that my colleague from the Statistics Office showed you were the evidence on evidence-based policy making are those different dashboards. We try to look up try to find ways how to implement these in our own processes supporting the government. We don't have a good solution yet, but maybe next year we already do. So this is something that we work hard to find a good solution, helping our government to make evidence-based decisions. Now, moving to the e-government platforms that should enhance citizen engagement. This image is small with purpose, because we of course have a digital tool or a web platform that all ministries use for the interaction between ministries, and government, and also for sending the draft to the parliament. You can also, as a citizen or as a stakeholder, provide feedback there. But this platform was established in 2011, so it's by today it is 13 something years old, and the government office in cooperation with the Ministry of Justice is currently working out a new, more intuitive platform that could cover the whole policy designing or policy making cycle. So whenever an idea pops out in a ministry, you could already publish it, saying that we have we solved this problem. We are trying to look ways how to solve it. Let us know if you want to cooperate with us, and all this process until presenting the bill or the draft should be done in this environment as a whole. It is used already, but it's kind of like in a pilot phase. So not able to share much more about it. As in many other countries, we also have an instrument called rahvaalgatus.ee. So this is something that enables citizens to draft and submit their proposals either to the local level or to the national level. These are both, these two opportunities are seen in the law. So this is not something nice to have, but this is based on a specific law. And as you can see, this environment is quite popular in Estonia. Recently, for instance, the neighborhood where I live in, our local government was planning to reorganize the public transport in a way that wasn't quite reasonable to many inhabitants there. And what they did is that they created an initiative here. Lots of people signed digitally, officially, this initiative. And just, I think it was yesterday or Monday, that the news came out that the local government or the local municipality took this feedback into consideration and said that we will not move on with those rearrangements of public transport due to not reaching an agreement with local people. And the last part that I wanted to show, as I have 2 minutes left, is an instrument or a analytical tool called My Municipality. This is also available in English, and what it does basically is that it's a data portal for kind of like following how local municipalities deal with certain services. So it gives a simplified overview of the situation of those services. This consists of more than 700 indicators. Not all of them are, this is not updated real time. The data is updated annually and is provided either from, it depends on the indicator, but either from the local municipality themselves, maybe some other responsible organizations that gather this information, and or different state registries. And furthermore, some of the data is also collected with a kind of a customer service, or is collected through a satisfaction survey that is done every 2 years. So this data collection altogether gives a good example of this situation that local governments deal with. I might just show you this a bit more, but basically you can like have the whole Estonia there, see how in the matter of, let's say, governance, maybe open governments, political transparency, which local municipalities are doing well, the green ones, and which are the maybe a bit left behind. So for this platform, it is important to just mention that this does not always provide answers, but maybe highlights the topics or issues that need further attention. So that would be all, almost in time. Thank you. I'm waiting for your questions and feedback. Thank you.
Thank you, Martin. It was really very interesting, and I can see that you caught the attention of the audience completely with each of the platforms that you presented. So I open the floor for questions. Okay, so if there are no questions, the last one you presented was really unusual one with the local governments. So do you know who initiated it, and is it like Union of Municipalities or something like that? Because if you leave it only for local governments to update it, maybe for some local governments it won't be regularly updated. How is it updated?
Yeah, thank you. It's an important topic that you pointed in your question. This platform is actually administered by the Ministry of Regional Affairs and Agriculture. It has been, sometimes in the past it used to be a different ministry, but things changed. But it is the the platform belongs to the Ministry of Regional Affairs and Agriculture, and they have dedicated personnel there whose job is to keep an eye, sending out those notices that or reminders that we are doing our data gathering, or we have just completed it, and every year when they update those indicators that can be updated annually, they also, the ministry also conducts a public event on maybe showing or highlighting some controversies that this platform brings out, and they also give out some awards to those municipalities who have been better in whatever fields they are. If you're interested, this website is quite good in English as well. So maybe apart from some specific data, everything is quite accessible there.
Thank you. So we have one question from Iskra.
Okay. Thank you for this presentation. Us at the Center for Change Management, together with the General Secretariat, we reviewed the strategic planning process in Estonia during the RIA that we conducted for the initiative for a strategic planning law, and it was actually one of the best examples that we reviewed. I'm wondering how big and how detailed is actually the input by the Ministry of Finance related to the planning of the budget for the programs, as well as the execution into the data that is published on the portal. Because one of the deficiencies in our system, one of the challenges, let's say, is the link with the budget, especially the non-transparency of the execution. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for this question. I think the answer lies on let me just put my screen sharing back. Maybe it's easier then to follow what I'm saying. Just a second. Now, what we, speaking about those programs, the parts that are reviewed annually, whenever a minister approves this program, and I can speak, from my own experience, because in my former position, I was responsible for one of these kinds of programs. So whenever before the minister approves this program for, let's say, the period 25 to 28, there is a mandatory part foreseen by the Ministry of Finance that needs to be fulfilled, because all of those, basically the whole state budget is divided between programs. So every ministry has their own programs with their own budget that should enable whenever the government decides to, or the government or maybe organizations themselves decide to do some reorganization, it should be this kind of approach should enable to basically take this program or this part of the program and put it to the other program. I think and if you search some Estonian news published, then one of the criticism for this kind of approach is that maybe it decreases the transparency of the state budget, because let's say for instance you take one program, what it consists of is that all the proactive things that the ministry or some kind of an institution does. It consists of those, but it also consists of those, the payroll expenses of the personnel working for this program. It sometimes is some kinds of percentages of the work time, and it also consists of investments, support services, etc. So some criticism has been that it decreases the transparency of the state budget, but as of today, no changes are agreed as far as I know. But the short answer would be that it is connected with the state budget in a way that whenever you approve the program, you must show what budget you had planned, and the Ministry of Finance is the one who you would have to present those or send those programs. And whenever there's a something missing, they always put their finger on.